Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melanie. In today's video, I want to talk about some of the things that I recommend that you do after receiving Reiki. So if you have just received a Reiki healing session or other kind of energy healing session and are curious what to do or how to best integrate this experience, I will give you my tips that I always share with my clients after our sessions. So let's get started. Alrighty, so one of the biggest questions that I get from clients following our Reiki healing sessions is, what do I do now? What's next? How can I best integrate and make the most out of this healing experience? And I think it's a great question because the healing doesn't stop after the session ends. I think it's actually only the beginning. And it's the integration phase after the session that really, I think, determines how well you do with it and how much progress you can make. So some things that I recommend following a Reiki session, I'll give you 5 or 6 ideas for yourself. And the number one is some kind of grounding or earthing. So I won't talk in depth about earthing and the biochemical magic and electromagnetic good things that happen there, but I encourage some kind of grounding activity. If you can get outside, be barefoot on the earth, get skin contact with the ground, that is absolutely the best, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. But if you can't, putting your feet into dirt, into water, doing other kinds of grounding work is fine, but some kind of way to get your energy settled back down in your body. And we do this in sessions too, of course, but this is just a way for you to kind of integrate back into your, day-to-day human experience. So number 1, grounding or earthing. Number 2 is hydration. First of all, like most of us are chronically dehydrated anyway, but energy work gets a lot of things moving, and everything is energy, even the cellular processes going on in your body, your detoxification pathways, it's all energy. And our bodies need water, need hydration to really flush things out, keep things moving. We all know this, right? But I think of post energy work as a great time to just drink a nice glass of fresh water, get things hydrated so that your body can best move out what it needs to move out, because sometimes Reiki can get things going on more of a physical level too. So yeah, hydration is great. The third one is probably, possibly the most important, is rest. We're culturally bad at this, especially what I think of as deep rest. So to me, deep rest is not scrolling through your phone, it's not watching Netflix. Even if your body is still, it's not restful to the nervous system. And Reiki works a lot on the nervous system itself. So deep rest to me is like no stimulation, no screens. Some music or sound is okay, like nature sounds is often something I'll listen to. But otherwise, like closing your eyes, being in, a darker environment, a cooler environment, maybe getting more sleep for a few nights, allowing yourself to take a nap, something that is really, truly, deeply nourishing and restorative to the nervous system is really important to integrate Reiki, any kind of healing work as well. And the fourth thing is kind of a broad umbrella, but I think of it as spiritual practice. Doing some kind of spiritual practice following a Reiki session is really wonderful. At least the way that I practice, there's a lot of kind of divine insight that comes through, channeled messages, and just other guidance that either your body itself, your higher self, your spirit guides are offering during that session. And sometimes it's helpful to take some time afterwards to do whatever your practice looks like. So a lot of people like to journal, a lot of people like to meditate, or maybe pull some oracle cards or tarot. Some people like to sing or chant mantras. There's so many different ways, right? We all have our own unique spiritual practices, but whatever that looks like to you, after a Reiki session, your energy field is just a little bit more open. So it's easier to kind of receive additional insights and guidance in the following days. So that's why I recommend extra time and energy set aside for spiritual practice. And the fifth step after a Reiki session, I think, is taking action on those insights, right? Taking those next steps. Because Reiki, like any energy work, is here to support your journey, right? Support your momentum forward, your empowerment, your sovereignty. And that requires action as well, right? We can't just think about what we like or what we want or how we want to change and never do anything. So I think in the days following a Reiki session is a really great time to take a first step on a goal, or again, building off the insights maybe that you learned during the session itself, taking a step or two, moving forward with that new knowledge or with that inspiration or motivation. It's really, really nice to feel like Reiki is here supporting you in reaching your goals. And I think the last step that I would recommend following a Reiki session is to book another session. These types of healing modalities are meant to be done on a regular basis, right? You wouldn't just go to the chiropractor once or get a massage one time, particularly if you're trying to work through some trauma, some physical healing, anything that requires a longer term strategy, right? So the more that you receive Reiki or energy work, the better it gets and the more progress you'll make. So one question I get a lot from clients is like, how often should I receive energy healing, or when do you recommend I come back? And everybody's a little bit different. I definitely have clients that have one session a month. I have clients that have one session a week. And a lot of people are kind of in the middle. It really depends on your goals, what kind of things you're struggling with, what kind of things you want to heal. But I always recommend in that post-session integration phase, do yourself a favor and book the next session, even if it's a month away. Knowing that there's something on the calendar that you've committed to yourself to continue this healing process, I think is so valuable. So again, those are kind of my, I guess, the 6 recommendations for things after a Reiki session. So we have grounding or earthing, hydration, deep rest, some type of spiritual practice, taking action on the insights you received during the session, and then booking more healing in the future. So I would love to hear your experiences with Reiki, what kind of things that you like to do after sessions to best integrate that healing work. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to book your own Reiki session, I offer distance healing all over the world. So I will leave a link in the description below for you to check that out. I would love to work with you. All right, everybody, I hope you're well. Take care until next time. Bye.